Are you interested in playing KCD2 for the first time, maybe the fourth or fifth time, and you're wanting to get a few tips on how to get started in the game? My name's BeardLasers, and as someone who's got about, say, 150 hours in the game so far, I just thought I'd like to take a bit of time to set aside some tips for people who are starting the game for the first time, or on their next playthrough and just want to know how to get set up quickly for success in their endeavours and adventures as Henry of Skallets.
Oh, Dentist Fortuna you are!
So, yeah, a few things that I wanted to share. And what we'll do is we'll set up some chapters as well, so you can skip through or jump through to those areas that you need help with the most. I played the first game probably about 4 times, I would say, in total. And now we've just finished our first big playthrough, KCD2. And we're absolutely going to be looking at doing some more playthroughs of this game in the future. So if you like what you see and if you find this video helpful, obviously hit that like and subscribe. You can also find us over on Twitch at twitch.tv/BeardLasers. So let's get into it. So first of all, let's start with Alchemy. So a lot of people sleep on Alchemy. Alchemy was an interesting part of the first game, but it was absolutely in no way fleshed out as much as it is in the second game. So with Alchemy, it is actually a big game changer now. So it actually gives you a huge amount of assistance when it comes to leveling. Also, the potions that you get when you reach Henry level potions actually have some huge impacts in the way that you play the game, and they actually give you some huge boosts when it comes to progression. So the best thing is when Bishenka, the alchemist, once she saves you and Hans after Henry gets his little bump on the head. And let's just say he is now handicapped, Henry, and his levels are not as good as they used to be. You want to do what you can to boost his XP gain and his abilities as soon as you can. So one thing I suggest is to go ahead and once Bushenka's saved you, basically there's a little thing you can do. She gives you the chamomile brew tutorial, in which case straight after that you can go into doing your own alchemy. So what I suggest right after that is to go into the alchemy bench, and what you want to do is start mass producing Marigold Decoction. So this is a very simple recipe. And the thing with Alchemy in Kingdom Come Deliverance 2 is you don't need the recipe. All you need to do is have the ingredients and know the methodology in which to get the potion made. So with Marigold Decoction, what you're going to need is 1 nettle and 2 marigold. So what you have to do is start with water. You put the nettle in the water, in that cauldron, and you boil it for 2 turns. Now, the funny thing is you don't actually have to turn the hourglass for the turns to count. So actually what I like to do is put the nettle in the cauldron straight away, put it down to boil, so lower the cauldron onto the heat. And as soon as you hit that X to lower, or whatever key it is for controller to lower it onto the cauldron, then what you want to do, straight away go over to the marigold, add the 2 marigold to the actual mortar and pestle, grind them, and by the time you've done that, what you do is you put the item back. On keyboard it's R to put the item back, the mortar and pestle, without putting it into the cauldron. Then what you want to do is as soon as you put it back, you want to lift that cauldron straight away, and that time frame works out to be exactly 2 turns. So there's no need to do the turns on the hourglass. You just put the nettle in, grab the marigold, grind it, and by the time you finish grinding it, you can lift that cauldron, put the marigold straight in, and then you can pour it, and you've got Marigold Decoction. And it should be, if you follow those instructions correctly, you should have strong Marigold Decoction. So once you've done that, you will have the recipe in your book. I'll show it here now so you can see it. Once you've got that recipe, you can then go ahead and brew Marigold Decoction as often as you want. I always suggest going into your inventory to actually select the most fresh actual herbs and plants to start with. It doesn't matter later on when you're leveled up, but early on you do have to have the freshest ones. And sometimes when you hit prepare, it doesn't always grab the best ones. So sometimes it'll grab herbs or ingredients that are at 0 quality. Now dried ones always have quality of 100, but they're obviously not as good as fresh. So always aim to use fresh first. So once you've brewed that, you can then start just mass producing it. The great thing about Marigold Decoction is you're going to need a lot of it anyway. It's actually the big healing potion for the game, so you want to have as many of those as you can. And then what you can do is also sell the excess ones that you have. I ended up selling some, and I got, 300 to 400 groschen just from the actual herbalist there to actually go ahead and buy some clothes that actually came in handy for charisma. So yeah, there's that's one way to actually make some early cash as well in the game. So once you've done that, then you want to keep brewing them. You can also brew save your schnapps as well. It's hard to say, it's a bit of a tongue twister. Shave your schnapps. Save your schnapps is the predominant way to actually save the game throughout your gameplay. So you're going to want a lot of those as well. So make sure that you brew a fair few of those. The only thing is Belladonna is not hugely or readily available. Once you've completed the first little bit and you actually have gone to Truskovitz and you've been released from the stocks, you can actually go back to a little spot that's right near Bashenka's little hut. It's just at the beginning of the creek, and actually there's a little basket there that has around 20 or so Belladonna actually right there for you. So you can pick that up, go straight back to Bashenka's, and then start brewing some Save Your Schnapps or whatever else you want to brew. The important thing is that once you get to level 16, you're actually going to get a skill called Secret of Secrets. And what that skill does is it gives you the ability to make Henry quality potions, which the ordinary herbalist can only dream of. So Secret of Secrets is how you get those Henry level potions. And just an example, if we go over here and we look at what Henry's Marigold Decoction does, it actually heals 60 health over 1 minute and instantly cures a hangover. Whereas the regular Marigold Decoction only heals 25 health over 1 minute, and the hangover passes just 100% faster. So that is a huge upgrade, and the big reason why we want to get Secret of Secrets is so we can actually get the Henry's Fox Potion. Now, the Fox Potion is another potion that you're probably not going to have the recipe for yet. As I said, same thing stands. As long as you have the ingredients and you know the methodology of how to craft Henry's Fox Potion, you can do it. So basically the recipe for Fox is going to be nettle, St. John's wort, belladonna and charcoal. So you can just go through the process of following this recipe here. And once you've done that, especially if you're getting to the Henry's Fox level, so just to give you an indication, the regular Fox increases speech by 3 and increases your reading speed for a day. However, the Henry's Fox Potion increases your speech by 7, increases reading speed, and increases the amount of experience gained by 50% for 2 whole days in game. So that is a huge buff and a very long-lasting buff. Now that is any kind of experience. So you're talking combat experience, lockpicking experience, pickpocketing experience, any kind of experience that you gain while you've got that fox potion on Henry is going to have an extra 50% gained. So that is going to be a huge buff. It's going to be great for leveling up your character as fast as you can. Now, the other awesome thing to talk about is the other little buffs you can or actual skills you can get while you're going up in your alchemy as well. So although that Secret of Secrets is an excellent skill, you've also got, if you spend a fair bit of time doing the Marigold Decoction ones in the beginning, you'll also get Lab Dweller. That affects potions and alcohol will last longer. Your eventual hangovers will be a little shorter. So that's just a little buff that you get, especially from doing long sessions of brewing. You're also going to get Secret Matter 1 and 2. Now what this means is every time you brew a potion successfully, you get 1 extra potion for Secret Matter. And for Secret Matter 2, you actually get 3 extra potions, which is incredible. So what you can do is do a little session of brewing potions and you can set yourself up essentially almost for your entire playthrough, just getting all your potions done in one big go, which is crazy. So when I'm doing batches of potions now, I'm getting 6 per brew, which is pretty crazy. So alchemy, way more valuable in KCD2, and I swear by it and think it's an essential part to getting yourself set up. Now just to give you an idea, I was able to get to level 16 in alchemy in 3 hours in a playthrough. So 3 hours, that's including all the intro, all the cutscenes, all the tutorials, and I was able to get my Secret of Secrets special skill leveled up and able to brew those potions within 3 hours. So considering how many cutscenes and how many tutorials there are at the start of the game, I think that's pretty impressive. But that, as I said, that can set you up for your entire playthrough if you want to do so. So the other important thing is also relating to alchemy, but in essence also relates to combat, and that is poisons. Now, Bane poison is the one that I like to use. There's probably different ones you can get your hands on as well. But I like to do the Bane poison. It's because when you get to Henry's level, it's pretty crazy effective. So there's also a skill you can get in alchemy which is called Poison Specialist. That makes poisons last longer on the blades that you apply them to as well. So a lot of people will struggle with combat in the beginning of KCD2. Understandably, Henry is pretty nerfed as far as his combat skills when you first get into the game, and some of the bandits that you run into along the road and some of the enemies can be quite formidable. So you want to be able to beat them and take care of them as effectively and quickly as possible without taking a lot of damage to your equipment and your armor. So my big workaround for that early game is using poison. So what you can do is make Bane poison. I'll put the recipe up here. Okay, so basically what you can do is make Henry's Bane poison, and just to give you an idea of the poison's capability. So regular Bane poison makes running impossible and reduces health by 110 in 45 seconds. So basically it kills them within 45 seconds. It says that it's more suitable for poisoning cooking pots than applying to weapons, but my experience contradicts that. Basically, if I put Henry's Bane poison on, it makes running impossible, reduces health by 110 in 15 seconds, which is crazy. That's a very quick death. And then once again, it says it's more suitable for cooking pots. Basically, all I need to do in combat is hit a guy once, make sure that I just keep blocking, and he will die within 15 seconds. Now that's 110 in 15 seconds, not including the hit that I've also done on him if that happens to do damage as well. So it can sometimes be 10, 11 seconds and the enemy is completely taken care of. and this is using a hunting sword, a level 2 hunting sword that you get off the first guy that you kill in the herb lady's hut in the garden when you confront him at the very start of the game. So I'm able to hit bandits once with that little hunting sword, and they are completely taken care of and taken out of the picture, which is pretty crazy. So yeah, it makes combat a lot more bearable in the beginning especially, but even later on the game, it can really help. I'll give you a little bit of a tip. If you want to get to learn your Master Strike from Tomcat really early, make sure you've got Bane poison on your sword before you fight him. The fight will end very quickly. He won't die, and he will impart all his wisdom to you and be very surprised that you're able to beat him as quickly as you do. So yeah, it's Bane poison has been a huge boon for my playthroughs, and I absolutely love it. So it basically easy modes everything. I don't know if they're going to change that for hardcore mode. I hope they don't. But yeah, my other big tip for making your playthrough go very smoothly from the start is to get your horse early. Horses make a huge difference with getting around the map. They also really make it easy to escape trouble on the road. You're getting from point A to point B a lot faster and a lot safer. You can also do mounted combat with your horse now. So yeah, there's some really awesome benefits to getting your horse as soon as you can in the game. It makes getting back and forth from areas pretty easy. I mean, once you get fast travel points, it doesn't matter too much. But I think when you're first unlocking areas in the map, it can be very crucial. So the one thing you want to do is try and get to a town or a little settlement called Sameen. It's where you do some missions early on, but you can actually go there as soon as you want, straight from Troskovitz after you're released from the stocks. So when you actually go there and go through the castle to where the stables are at the back, you'll actually find the stable master. And the first thing you do when you walk in is it asks you to look at your old horse Pebbles, which is where Pebbles has actually been kept since your incident at the pond. So he's actually just, or she is actually just standing there. So basically, Pebbles is also one of the best horses you can have in the game. There's a few things you have to do beforehand, but Pebbles does end up being one of the best horses you can actually have. So when you first get Pebbles, what you want to do is talk to the stable master. You can actually convince him to give you Pebbles for free if you make the right dialogue choices. If you don't, then you can pick up Pebbles pretty cheap as well. And as I said, once you've sold all your potions and done all that, you will have a fair bit of cash. So you can do that as well. One thing I like to do is go to the tailor right after I've made my money from my potions and get an actual fairly good charisma outfit. And once I've got a fairly decent charisma outfit, I can usually convince the stable master pretty easily that he's best off giving Pebbles back to me for free. So once you've got Pebbles, there's a trick to making Pebbles really good. I'm actually doing it right now, so if you can see where I am on the map here, I'm basically just riding around this little area right adjacent to Sameen, and I just put Pebbles on the track, and I can literally go, once I set Pebbles to follow the path, I can literally go AFK, and Pebbles will just follow this. Once Pebbles has done 35 kilometers, let's see if I've got it already. Not yet. There's a special skill. Once you get it, Pebbles will be one of the best horses in the game, but we haven't got it yet. So we are getting horsemanship levels just riding around like this currently. So yeah, it does level you up pretty quick as well with your horsemanship. But if you just keep doing this, as I said, you can just go AFK. I've heard some people say it takes around 30 minutes or something like that, and then basically Pebbles gets a really big boon. Once I get it here, I'll actually put it up on the screen so you can see it. But Pebbles' stats go right up from base level, and all of a sudden Pebbles is actually quite a formidable horse overall. So a lot more carry weight, a lot more stamina, a lot more speed, and yeah, it's actually a really big buff, so it's very good. So that's basically, yeah, what you need to do to get your horse as soon as possible in the game. The other thing that I think is very important, obviously, if you're a crook and a fiend like me, is to get your lockpicking and your pickpocketing up as early as you can. So there's a few times that you're going to want to use that, and absolutely if you want to get your hands on goods that don't belong to you, you want to do that as soon as you can. What you will find is not only is it very hard to get your hands on lockpicks early, it's also very difficult to find chests that you're able to open with your initial skill as well. So what I suggest is once you've got yourself on the path to get yourself to the Samine wedding, it'll give you the option of whether you want to do blacksmithing quests or the Miller quest. And what I suggest is going to Miller Crazel as soon as you can, because what's going to happen is you're going to show up there, he's going to get you to carry some sacks back and forth from the barn to the actual wagon out in the courtyard. Once you take 5 sacks out, on the 6th one he actually comes out and has a chat with you because you discover something. No spoilers, but yeah, you discover something, and that initiates a chat. And basically what he says is he can teach you the art of thievery, or what he calls the art. So basically what he's going to do is there's a little chest that's in the barn that's right there. After you've got the lockpicks out and the delicious looking dead rat, you can basically continue to pickpocket that chest again and again, back to back, and it will just keep resetting till you get to about level 10 of thievery. Once you get to level 10 thievery, it will stop allowing you to pick that lock for practice. But now, just an example, if I go straight up to the chest that's upstairs in the actual miller's house, it's medium, which a lot of the personal chests around the world are medium. You will now be able to pick medium locks. So then you can start picking medium locks, which then will obviously lead to hard locks, which then will obviously lead to very hard locks, which is the best ones, which have all the really good gear. Once again, if this entire time you're using that fox potion that we learned to do right at the start, you are going to pick up a lot more XP a lot faster. So it's actually going to get you really set up well. So that combination of doing those few things, getting alchemy set up, getting all your poisons working for you in combat, getting your horse early, and getting your lockpicking and pickpocketing done early are really going to help you in the game. Now, I'll list a few other things in no particular order that I also think are important, but I would say not quite as important. I would say obviously get Mutt as early as you can. He has his own quest line. If you can find Mutt and utilise him in combat as well, if you set Mutt to free, the command free, he'll actually get involved in combat, so that can actually reduce numbers, especially if you've got multiple enemies that you're going up against. It can be very handy, even if you do have the poison blade, to have those numbers reduced by Mutt taking one of the bandits out of the equation. So that's another thing. Also, the other thing is scholarship. So you obviously know how to read from the first game. Everyone remembers learning to read for the first time in Ujits when they do their playthrough of the first game. This time, although Henry does know how to read, he has a skill scholarship that he can level up. I suggest getting your hands on as many books as you can. So when you're going through people's houses, try to find lore books. You'll even see books on stands that you can just go straight up to and read. As soon as you get your reading skill up to level 18, which does take quite some time, depending on how many books you find as you're going through your run, it will actually open up a skill called Explorer, which makes it so the entire map is revealed, showing all settlements, fast travel spots, hunting grounds, caves, and other interesting places. Now, it doesn't show you absolutely everything on the map, but it does show you all the essential things that you need. And you can even go to fast travel points without ever being there before. So you can basically click, go to that settlement or town, and you will be able to travel to that fast travel point straight away, even if you've never seen it before. It's a great thing to try and do before you get to the second map, but it's not always possible depending on how many books you've found by the time you get to that point in your run. But yeah, that's my major tips for you guys. I really hope that helps out. I'm going to be doing another playthrough of this game very soon. I'm very excited to get my hands on hardcore. As I said, we just finished our first playthrough of KCD 2. Took us about 140, 150 hours, and that was going through pretty much every side quest that was available to us. We absolutely loved it, and if you ever want to join us live, we're live most days, and you can see us here on YouTube at youtube.com/@BeardLasers, or you can also find us on Twitch at twitch.tv/BeardLasers. So if this has been helpful for you guys, please leave a like and subscribe. Also, feel free to come by, visit us on Twitch, and throw us a follow. We're really excited by this game, and this is probably going to be our game of the year. So it's something that we were anticipating. As I said, we did 4 big playthroughs of KCD 1, and this game has absolutely lived up to my expectations, and I hope you enjoyed as well. Thanks everyone, and as always, until next time, have a good one. Bye for now.